All right. Good afternoon, Who That Nation. Welcome to the WDN Chatline podcast. It's the host CB, and I hope you guys are as excited as I am for the start of the 2025 training camps that begins this Wednesday. With that being said, I hope you guys have had a wonderful start to your Monday. I know this is the time where you all are starting to get off work, about to enjoy a good dinner. So I felt like this would be the great time to bring you forth dope podcast. So shout out to you all, man. Shout out to you all once again. I'm gonna go ahead and get to the chat, and then I'm gonna give a rundown of how the show is gonna go tonight. I see the OG Jerry Poor in the building, WDN chat line. Shout out to you, OG. Training count week. Who That Nation is training count week. If you're not excited, you're not a Saints fan. If you're not excited about the 2025 New Orleans Saints training camp, you're not a Saints fan. And that's coming from CB. RG Scott said, training camp time, who that? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The OG said, love the new intro. Yeah, fam, appreciate that. Had to switch it up, man. We got, the new era with Keller Moore, so we had to insert him. Shout out to my guy, WD. WD is behind all of the technical things for the podcast. Shout out to him. Also, shout out to my co-host Saints Uptown. He won't be able to make it tonight, but we definitely will be in tune later on this week. So, see another comment. Oh, that's Jerry laughing, but but yes, fam. Training camp starts this week, man. Who That Nation? And like I said, if you're not excited as the Saints fan, and the reason to get excited at this point is really a not well. From my point of view, it's not about wins or losses. Um, for me, it's more of a starting to build because I'm my expectations before I even start the show, man. I'm not expecting us to go deep in the playoffs. And to be honest, I won't be surprised if we don't make the playoffs. All I want to see is growth. Now I know we may look at the Sean Payton situation. Sean Payton came in off gate, boom, NFC Championship. But then what happened the following 3 years? We hit rock bottom, had to retool those 3 years before we finally got a consistent ball club together. And that was starting from the Super Bowl. And then from '09 to what, 2021, when it was last year was, we was actually on the map in NFL, in the NFL world. So, sometime it may have, I don't know what's going to be the expectations, but that, to be honest, I'm not even going to talk about expectations for the team on this show. It's basically going to be just training camp, getting to the roster cuts and all of that, man. Just discussing the team that we have right now and the expectations in these camp battles coming up. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I got a outline of a whole bunch of things that's going to be talked about tonight. The phone lines will be open. Who That Nation? It's training camp time. You guys, please call in, talk to your boy. I want to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. If you have expectations for the team, talk expectations. But I would like to hear you guys talk about our New Orleans Saints. So comment section will be open. I will be reading you guys' comments. So let's just go ahead and get started. How the show is gonna run, as you guys know how I usually run the thing when it comes to training camp. I'm going to go from A to Z. I'm going to start from the offensive side, go through the position groups, position battles. Then I'm going to the defensive side, position groups, position battles. And then I'm going to open up the phone lines. Then that's when we can, interact with the fans. You guys call in. So let's just go ahead and get started. We're going to start on the offensive side. Um, as you guys know, the latest news, we're obviously going to start with the QB position. But before we get into that, um, exciting news for me. Tyler Schultz was able to reach a deal, fully guaranteed, 10 million guaranteed. I don't even know the numbers. It was 4 years. I just know he get 10 mil guaranteed, fully um, guaranteed contract. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into the situation with the QB position. The QB position, the contract Well, let me just go ahead and read the QB. So as you guys know, we will be having the QB competition. Some think that it's really not a competition. Others think it actually will be a competition. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm Spencer Rattler, regardless of this guarantee situation, I'm still going out there slinging the ball because if you don't win the battle, you can still stamp yourself to get looked at somewhere else. If we're being honest, so you're a second year player. The league knows about your story, and they know who you are. Not like you like that yet, but eyes is gonna be on you. If you lose the battle, don't keep your head down, man. So I really see this being a position battle, and we can't forget about the other two guys, Jake Hayner and Hunter Deckers. Hunter Deckers more of a developmental player. I know at the beginning um, of the offseason, Jake Hayner's name was mentioned in the QB battle. I will be shocked. Jake Hayner, he literally had to just come out and just go eight crazy on the field for him to get notarized. I think this is a Spencer Rattler, Tyler Show situation battle. And I think, like I said on the past shows, I believe Spencer Rattler's name was put in this QB competition because of the situation last year, the good things they seen from him last year. I know he went 0-6, but a lot of the committee wasn't there. So you really couldn't get a full, you really couldn't get a full grade scale of Spencer Rattler out there. But the positive things you did see, obviously Kellen Moore wants to, give him an opportunity to showcase his skills. So Tyler Show, Spencer Rattler, I'm gonna be honest. I believe Tyler Show is going to get his shot. It's really Tyler Show's situation to lose, but like I'm saying, Spencer Rattler, that just because his contract is fully guaranteed, Tyler Schultz's contract is fully guaranteed, that doesn't mean that you don't, come out fighting. Because at the end of the day, you can be working yourself towards a new home elsewhere if you lose the battle. If you lose the battle. With that being said, Tyler Show, you was fighting for this guaranteed deal. Um, that's just all eyes gonna be on you. We expecting you. I'm expecting you to be the starter. I'm expecting you to go out here and win the position battle. If we're gonna have a standstill and you won't fully guarantee money, you got it. Um, so I'm expecting you to be the starter to just keep it all the way 100. Shout out to my guy B&G Breakdown Podcast in the building. Said you're shout out to you, fam. I see my guys back doing shows, man. You guys go check out my guy Aaron. Really dope podcast, man. He had a show I think 2 days ago. I'm not mistaken. I tuned into it. But anyway, man, shout out to my guy Aaron. Guy is a dope podcaster. Go check out his pod. Shout out to all the other Saints podcasters. We have another podcast in the building, the Nola Talk podcast. Shout out to my guy, Kind of Great 84. You guys go check out his content as well. And I'm gonna be honest, while we right here, Aaron and Kind of Great, I will be setting up a round table. It'll probably be this weekend. I will let you guys know when it's happening, but it's gonna be rather sooner than later. I'm gonna try to get that done this week. So just be on standby. Stand by to your social media accounts. So I will be hitting you guys up, checking your availability. It's always good to get some great Saints podcasters together in one room and discuss Saints football. And shout out to my guy TJ. I will be reaching out to you as well. So okay, so basically the QB part, we all know is Spencer Rattler versus Tyler Show. My takeaway from it, Tyler Show got this guaranteed money, so they're going to give him every opportunity to prove that he is going to be the Saints guy. Tyler Show, I'm expecting you to win this competition and be the starter of the Saints. Um, Honestly, at one point I felt like they should have brought in a veteran QB to kind of, show them the ropes, but I don't know. I guess Kellen Moore felt like Tyler Schultz done had enough college experience. He done ran a pro system in college that he'll be able to develop. Where he got enough to what it takes to come in a QB room, and then you got Rattlers done had a year under his belt watching Derek Carr. And what I'm saying by watching Derek Carr, I'm talking about the off the field stuff, how to be a pro, and those things. Not talking about on the field play. Trust me, I'm not. But so that's it with the QB competition. We'll see how it unfolds. But if Tyler Show get beats out by Spencer Rattler, that's a I'm gonna be pissed, man. That's gonna be a bad situation. So we'll see how that unfolds, man. Good luck to both of those guys. And once again, Spencer Rattler, go come out, do your best, man. Don't worry about this contract being fully guaranteed at the end of the day. If you lose the competition, if you come out and show out and it be a tough to call decision and Tyler Show gets it, you other teams is gonna be looking. So don't let it get you down, man. Come out, fight. Same for Jake Hayner, Hunter Deckers. You guys come check it out. I mean, come and show out. So moving to the running back room. The running back room, I'm gonna read the depth chart for this. Of course, we got AK in the building. We got Kendre Miller, Devin Neal, Cam Akers, Velvis Jones Jr. I'm gonna be honest. We already know what's gonna be the deal with AK. Now, behind AK, just because Kendre Miller been here, I'm gonna be honest. He's been a part of the New Orleans Saints, but he hasn't been a part of the New Orleans Saints on the field. The guy has been dealing with the same hamstring issues. He got bad hamstrings, so this is an opportunity for Devin Neal to come in, step up, and then we have Cam Akers just in case Devin Neal needs some time. I'm gonna be honest; it's no disrespect to Kendre Miller, but Kendre Miller, I kind of done got to the fed up part with you, so I'm not expecting you to make the 53. And I'm gonna be honest, I want the situation to play out because what you have shown to me, I know you 2 years in, but what you have shown to me is that those hamstrings aren't healthy enough. So, with that being said, I want Devin Neal to come in, ball out, put himself in that rotation along with Cam Akers. He on a 1 year veteran deal. I want those two guys to be in the midst with the running back room. I kind of done lost faith in Kendre Miller, just to be honest. So we'll see. I see we got Rewind the Times in the building. Rewind the Time. Shout out to you, fam. Welcome to the show. Said, let's go, Neil. Neil is for real. As you guys know, Devin Neal was my steal of the draft. Um, I'm kind of shocked that he fell that low. His vision, his ball carrying vision is, to me, it was up there with the best other running backs, but maybe it was just the conference he was in. I know the Big 12 conference is a little bit weaker than the SEC, the Big 10, those powerhouse conferences. But we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Neil versus Colorado was an amazing game. Yeah, that I watched every Colorado game except one, so I definitely seen this one, and Devin Neal went off. He went off. And I know running backs gonna have a big game here and there, but beyond beyond that game, I watched more film on Devin Neal, or more games, and he is definitely a great running back. Hopefully, he can carry it over to the next level. But the intangibles that I've seen, I believe that it can translate to the next level. Who's the Devin Neal fan? Yeah, fam. So we'll see what happens with Devin Neal. But I got a question for y'all concerning the running back room, and I'm gonna go to Alvin Kamara. Alvin Kamara, do y'all believe this is his final season in the black and gold? And I'm gonna tell you the only way this can be. I'm gonna give you two reasons. The only two scenarios that will allow this to be his last season in the black and gold is because one point can be that the team doesn't start out well. It's going to take a while for us to get things together. We start out slow. Let's just say, when is the deadline? Trade deadline, week 8, week 9. Just say we it's like 1-6, 1-7, or 2-6, something like that. The trade deadline comes around, and the team is wanting to, you know, not look forward to next offseason, but you can get rid of some of these old heads for draft capital. And Kamar, he's still playing at a high level. I believe he's gonna be at a high level, but he's 30. So as far as the running back age years, y'all know that teams look at that, and it's a question mark. Well, how long can he do this? At any point, the decline can hit face first. So we'll see. We see what happens. Wanda Tom said he loves Nola. He wanted that 2-year extension. Yeah. Now, as far as how AK feel, I believe he want to finish. I believe he want to finish his career here. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I feel like he want to finish his career here. Now, with that being said, I don't know how Mickey will view things. Yeah, I'm just saying if the team starts out 2-6, 1-7, and then you got the trade deadline up, and just say that AK is still balling. But do you look at it like, well, man, if we can get a third round pick, who knows if a team can possibly bite for a second? I like if it's a situation like that. Um, I think Mickey kind of, he'll entertain the offer, he'll entertain it. But we'll see, man. But yeah, I think AK, as far as my view on AK, I believe he definitely has a lot. He has definitely more than a year left. I believe he got 2, maybe 3 years max left. I'm talking about playing at a exceptionally high level. Kyler Great said AK-41 maybe got 3, 4 years left in him. I don't disagree with that, fam. Playing at a high level. I just seen some of his workouts and stuff. He's still looking like he's in shape. Age is nothing but a number. Well, some of the guys, we got a guy on the team now, DeMario. Gonna talk about him. He. Some people think he's our best player on the team coming into training camp. So, and he's what, 35? Yeah, he'll be 36 at the end of this season, but he's 35. So, age is nothing but a number to certain cats. And the Brady's and different guys done showed that. But in most cases, once you hit 30, you start seeing a decline in some of the running backs. But one the time said running back room should be Kamara, Neal, and Akers. That'd be a good running back room. Exactly, fam. That's what I believe it will be if Devin Neal, comes in, show out, and just say if he need a little time to develop, I'm expecting Cam Akers to show up and be that backup only if Devin Neal needs the time. But once again, man, I done lost faith in Kendrick Miller. Kendrick Miller, he just gotta come and not prove me wrong, because I got the right to feel this way about him. I mean, first 2 years, first off, you coming in and you trying to take jabs at AK, not no personal jabs, but like you really about to come in and you about to make them work. That type of deal. Man, you came in and them hamstrings been blowing up. And we've been needing you in our running back room, and you ain't been able to provide your presence. Yeah, so I feel a type of way about you right now. So you gotta allow me to think different. Shout out to Mick Swagger said, I say leave it up to AK, respect whatever he want to do. I agree, fam. Shout out to you. Shout out to you joining the show. I agree with that. I respect that opinion. I do think, like the other guy said, I do think that AK want to finish his career here, but we'll see what happens, man. Maybe he have a change of heart. Maybe he want to compete for a championship. It may be a situation where, one of these contenders somebody may get hurt. They may need something. They may want to bring him in. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But as far as like AK, how much he got left in the tank, I believe, he still got a lot left in the tank. Rewind the times. I'm going to get to this. I'm going to get to this comment. I'm going to just go ahead and save this so I won't forget it once we get to the defensive side. Okay, so moving forward, wide receiver position. This is an interesting position right here. We have Chris Olave, Rashid Shaheed, Brandon Cooks, Bud Means, Kevin Austin, Cedric Wilson, Mason Tilton, Donovan Peoples Jones, Dante Pettis, Chris Tyree, Moochie Dixon, and that's all the receivers that I know up to par. Um, so this position is an interesting position. So what I'm gonna do, if you guys be following what I'll be posting from the podcast page on YouTube, I put out a poll, and I'm gonna pull this poll up. So basically, the poll was asking, and I said I was going to discuss this on the show. So I'm gonna pull this poll up. Let's see. So I put out the poll is who that nation, which receiver you believe will receive a contract extension with the Saints following the 25 season. Will it be Chris Olave or Rashid Shaheed? So it was 30 people that voted. 80% of the votes went to Chris Olave, 20% of the votes went to Rashid Shaheed. And then an interesting comment. Shout out to the Lane Code 95. He said, I picked Olave, but I can also see him getting traded. Shout out to Brandon McGowan. He also commented and said, I'll say Shaheed, but both must stay healthy now that Carr's retired in the junkyard. Shaheed will get 1,000 yards receiving, 15 TDs since he's more cheaper to afford. Interesting takes by those guys. So with that being said, I'm gonna get started with we can go ahead and get started with those two. Um, Really, the elephant in the room is Chris Olave because Chris Olave, this guy has been dealing with injuries, specifically concussions. So my first things regarding Chris Olave, I want to say is I'm praying that this guy comes out to training camp with the concussion, with the I don't forgot the name of the helmet, but it's made for to help prevent concussions. He need to get that type of helmet, and he need to play with it the entire season. Concussions, he really ain't been having no limb type of injuries. It's always been concussions. Now some can argue that he's been put in certain positions to catch the ball to where he's taking a hit like that. I Uh, I really won't conclude and say that. I know, Derek Carr, we feel a type of way about him. I necessarily won't say that, but to have constant concussions, that's an alarming situation. So Chris Olave, he has to put together a healthy year, and it starts with getting that helmet, and coming out. With that being said, Chris Olave has shown that he can be a number one receiver. Now, have he's proven on the field that he is that number one receiver? In my opinion, not necessarily. And the reason why, and this is just my opinion, the reason why it doesn't have nothing to do with his skill set, but when we needed a guy to make that catch, and that's what the number one receivers they're gonna do. They're gonna take over. When it's time to pass the ball, they're going to be the receiver getting that ball, catching the ball in traffic. And obviously, the traffic catches, he hadn't had too good of luck in those situations. But possession catches, I want to see him improve in that. But obviously, being able to get open and those things stretching the field, Chris Olave has that. But I want to see a little bit more. Obviously, I definitely think he's 1,000-yard receiver. So I want to go to some comments. Let's see. Let me go to some comments, man. Told y'all I'm gonna have y'all engaged in this show. Rewind the time said, I really love our wide receivers. They just gotta stay healthy. Tipson is on the way out. Mason Tipson. Yeah, Tipson, man, he in a situation where he gotta just come in and he gotta show his face in preseason. He gotta show his face in preseason. And we see what happened with that. But with that being said, even guys like I know we brought in like a Donovan Peoples Jones. Who else we got? It's another guy. It's another guy. Receiver Chris Tyree. Chris Tyree, if I'm not mistaken, he's a vet guy. Those are vet players, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee that they're gonna be on the roster. Even Donovan Peoples Jones, if these young receivers come in and show out, um, I believe they can make cats like Chris Tyree and Donovan Peoples Jones walk on eggshells. So we'll see what happens, man. I think it's um Olave Rasheed, Brandon Cooks. Beyond that, I think it's gonna be a position battle. I think it's gonna be a position battle. Okay. You also said rewind the times. Olave got to stay healthy. Both Olave and Rasheed both get 1K yards. It's possible. It's possible, fam, that both of them can get 1,000 yards. My only thing with, and I'm gonna say, somebody got to be that possession receiver catching in traffic. Not saying you got to be on no Michael Thomas time, but you gotta have that receiver that's gonna be able to catch and make those tough catches. With Chris Olave, that's what I mentioned. Chris Olave hasn't shown me yet, and Shaheed hasn't shown me that either. Not being the tough catch maker. Both of them, they are exceptional route runners. Shaheed took a step in his route tree in year two, but Olave came in with it, displayed itself. But some cases, man, you ain't gonna always create space to get open. I mean, you got certified hella DBs that's gonna make you work in certain games and in certain plays. Every game, it's gonna be some plays where that DB making you work. So you're gonna have to be able to make tough catches. Can they beat the press? Have Olave put on enough muscle to where he can get off of exceptional press receivers? Number one wide receivers display that they can, a good part of the time during the game, beat the press covering cornerbacks. So we got to see if both of those guys can do that. Hopefully he's been in the weight room. I know he's coming off an ACL. He hasn't been injury prone. That was just one, that's just part of the game, one injury. But Olave has been showing those concussions. So yeah, Olave definitely got to stay healthy, and I believe Shaheed does stay healthy as well. But yeah, back to the tough catch guy. At this point, I don't see it in Olave and Shaheed. And then when you're talking about Cooks being in the slot, I don't see him being the tough catch guy. Cooks got to be the man stepping up and getting those catches, my opinion. I agree, fam. Somebody got to be the guy. And Cooks, he's playing the slot. If he's going to be in the slot, he's going to be dealing with a lot of action, in the middle. So yeah, he got to be those guys. He got to be that guy. So we'll see what happens at the wide receiver position. Um, which receiver do I believe a receiver contract extension? Oh, to me, I can't even. It's hard for me to answer that because I know Olave is on his 5th-year deal. So following the 2025 season, I might go with Shaheed. If Shaheed comes in and show out, and Olave shows out, both of them gonna get it. But we'll see. Just say if things go wrong for Olave gonna be back in a Saints uniform year 5, and you got one more year to see what you can get out of him. So we'll see. I'm gonna read this last comment, then we're gonna go ahead and move on. Kyle the Great said, we still missing that big body presence in our running back room. We got the speed with Shaheed, Olave, and Cooks. All speed guys. One thing I love about these three is that we got speed. It reminds me of the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they had that speed. They had speed receivers. That's what their offense was consisted of, and that's why they were so successful. I love the speed they had. So I love to see that we got speed at receiver finally. Okay, continuing that. One guy I want to see bring the sauce is Bud Means. We've seen flashes, but we need to see more. Absolutely, fam. This is the time for him. Because after these three guys, it remained to be seen. Don't nobody else, to, in my opinion, has their name stamped and sealed on that, making the final 53. So it's up between Donovan Peoples, Mason Tempton, um, Chris Tyree, Bud Means. Who else we got? Dante Pettis. It's gonna be a position battle. So I love the competition that's going on, man. So moving along, we're gonna move along. Well, next we're gonna go to the tight end room. The tight end room. I'm gonna chirp a little bit on that. I really don't have too much to say on this. The tight end room, it consists of Jawan Johnson. He received his 3-year, 30 mil extension, so he's going to be our number one tight end. And then you got Foster Moreau, good veteran tight end. I believe those two are going to be invented in the offense. And then Taysom is listed. I don't really put him in the tight end room because he's going to be doing a little bit of everything. So the next guys falling that's actually going to be tight end day in and out. You got Jack Stowe. Jack Stowe was somebody that it was really one of Kellen. I think it was like his second or third free agent pick. So that's interesting that Kellen Moore wanted to get this guy before somebody took him, and it was early in free agency. So that's interesting to see. Okay, then we got the draft pick, Mataveo. We're gonna see what he can do. He's coming, fresh out of college, late round draft pick. We'll see what he can do. We got Dallin Holker. We're gonna see what he can do. We got Trayton Welch, Michael Jacobson, and Seth Green. So that's all the tight ends that's going to be participating in this year's training camp. And it's all about depth. So a lot of these names, man, hopefully these guys are stepping up, and really, if I'm a young guy, this is a great position to be in. Like, you really got a chance to make your name, to put your stamp on the team, not only on the team. Just say if you don't make the team, you got a chance to stamp your print around the league. So if you don't make the 53 or you get on the practice squad, another team can come grab you and you go be invented in their offense. So this is a great time if I'm a young guy, instead of being in the position where you got 3-4 guys behind you, and you know for sure that you're gonna be fighting for a roster spot. In this position, you can kind of if you come in and show out, you can be fighting for rotation time. So shout out to those guys. We see what happened. Wanda Time said, wanted to say you're doing a good job hosting the live chat, brother. Appreciate that, fam. I want to appreciate y'all that's tuned in, man. And just make sure you guys tell a friend about the WDN Chatline podcast, man. All of this is just straight, raw, real, and we keep it 100 over here about all takes. Now, of course, everybody's gonna have a different opinion on this or that. That's just part of being a Saints fan. At the end of the day, we all are gonna see what happens with all of this. Kyle the Great said, I started my own fantasy league. I got 4 spots left. Fam, I forgot about that. I forgot about that, fam. You still got spots left. Okay. So I'm going to get involved, man. I'm that's my fault because you did say that on the last show. So anyone that's interested in the fantasy league, my guy Kind of Great is doing the fantasy league. You guys go in and try to fill those spots in. Leave me a spot. So three guys go fill in those spots and leave my spot open. So moving forward, we're gonna go to the offensive line group. The offensive line group. Um, First off, I'm gonna ask a question before I get into this group. Offensively, what is the best position group to you all? Is it the QB position? Is it the running back position? And I'm talking about the QB room, the running back room, wide receiver room, tight end room, or the offensive line room. Well, since we're about to get on the offensive line room, and I'm pretty sure the majority of the Saints fans think the same, the offensive line room is by far, in my opinion, the strongest room, not only on the offensive side, but on the entire room. On the entire room. Shout out to Chris Olave. Chris Olave, this better be you, fam. Said, I got this. If this you, fam, go ahead. When I open the phone lines up, call in. Shout out to Chris Olave. Okay, so I'm going to read out the offensive line and we're going to get into this, man. And, okay, I'm going to just read it out and then we'll go from here. Okay, at the tackle spots, it's a it's about 10, 11 names. So we got Kelvin Bates Jr. I'm gonna read the starters, then the backups. So as is right now, which is most likely going to be projected started, left tackle going to be Kelvin Banks, left guard Trevor Penning. Then we got Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz. We got Fuaga at the right tackle, and then following that, you're gonna have Landon Young. You guys know Landon Young. Gonna chirp it with him. We got Nick Saldivari, rookie last year, was able to get some work in, get some reps, able to see how Eric McCoy, these vet guys go about their day. We got Will Clapp. Welcome back, Will Clapp. We already know what Will Clapp can bring, and I still think he has something left in the tank. We got Dylan Randles from the Titans. Good backup, solid piece. I talked with my brother. He's a Titans fan. For the ones that don't know, he said he's not a starter, but he's a solid backup. So then we got Kyle Hergo. We got, I can't pronounce the name, last name Simpkins. We got Barry Wesley, Josiah Israel, and that finish out our offensive line group. But the names that stand out to me that's already got the offensive line looking great, and just say, no, I'm gonna just say the name, then I get into the starters. Will Clapp, Will Clapp. He's proven what he was serving as a six man for us on the offensive line. So we have these injury issues. Will Clapp has shown that he can play center, he can play right guard, and he done played tackle for us in the past and done exceptionally well. Dylan Randles, I'm eager to see what we can get out of him. I don't know. I don't know anything about him. You know, my brother said the guy is a solid backup, so we'll see what we get from him. Nick Saliveri, I'm looking for him to come into this season more improved. Like I said, he was able to see the vet guys put in work last year. Um, did he get out on the field? I'm not sure. I think he got on the field at one point. That's how bad our injury bug hit on the offensive line. So what I love to see with this offensive line, and I'm glad that Kellen Moore got depth at this group. Then we got Landon Young. These are four names that's on standby, if their names is called upon. And they keep it 100. These four names is on standby in case cats ain't trying to play right. You know, one name that's there, and I'm gonna start out with Banks. Got to start out with Banks because he's a rookie. We drafted Banks first overall, so Banks is going to get his opportunity to start. Now, what happened a few years ago? We drafted Trevor Penning, first round draft pick. And Trevor Penning needed time to develop. Obviously, we drafted him as a tackle. That's what he played in college, and it didn't work out. Now, Kellen Moore comes in, move him at guard. Hopefully, guard is the position um, that works out for Trevor Penning. Trevor Penning is in an interesting position. This is contract year for him. If he comes in, show up, show out, then you can get a bag. It can come from us or another team can give you the bag. Obviously, you know, if you come out and ball, man, yeah, I would love for the Saints to bring you back if you dominate this position. But it's just unfortunate didn't you didn't you didn't produce at the tackle position that we drafted you in, and we had to move you to this spot. So you're in a position of where you could be leaving us if you show out. But if you do, man, shout out to you, man. Go get the money. But if you struggle at this position, we have guys on standby that can fill in. And back to Banks. Hopefully he doesn't take the route that Trevor Penning took. Trevor Penning first round draft pick, so we had to be patient. We had to try him out around, but going into year 4, we're not trying to see that happen again with Banks. Banks, we're expecting you. You're gonna be on the blind side, so yo, we expecting you to produce to some sort. I'm not saying you got to be this all pro or nothing like that. I know we drafted Fuaga. Fuaga came in. He done his thing as a rookie. So this year, I won't be surprised if he get to the all pro level. But he came in, showed out right away. Trevor Penning did not do that. Um, so Banks, we're gonna be behind you. Just because you're a first round draft pick, first pick of the draft, nothing is gonna get handed to you. And I'm glad we got the depth so nobody is just thrown into a situation they can't handle. And unfortunately, that's what happened with Trevor Penning. He wasn't able to handle those defensive ends. I was out there at the Tennessee game at the Dome. He was having a hard time with the defensive ends, and I don't forgot the guy's name that he was going up against for Tennessee. A guy that really wasn't a stamp name in the league. But anyway, that's no here or there. We will see. Wanda Town said Penny will be a mauler at guard. One thing about Penny, when he get his hands on you, the rest is history. So hopefully, guard is the position. You don't have to deal with these pass rushing DNs. So that's a good thing because obviously, man, that wasn't your cup of tea at the next level. At the next level, that wasn't your cup of tea. Okay, shout out to my guy JT in the building. Said blessing CB. Good to see you again, young man. Shout out to you, JT. One of the OGs in the Who That Nation. This guy definitely, you guys need to listen when he speak because he bringing OG talk, to the fan base when he's talking. So shout out to my guy JT. Chris Olave said O line is the strongest. Yes, sir, fam. Definitely. Okay, going back on some comments, but one at time said these two tackles should be our future for years to come. Fuaga definitely I can't see Fuaga taking a step back. Now for us with Kevin Banks, I just can't write nothing down because that's what I done with Trevor Penning. With Trevor Penning, I said, yeah, he gonna go in. Everybody talking about him being a mauler at the tackle position. And it didn't pan out. Even though he did improve last season, but last season was his best year. They were better years than years 1 and 2. But still, I'm just not about to write his name down as he about to be that guy. Show me Banks, first round draft pick. You're gonna be out there. Show us. Show us. You got the vets. They gonna get you right. Show us, man. Show us. I missed this comment kind of great. Not Saints related, but rest in heaven to Malcolm Jamal Warner, aka Theo Hustable. Shout out to Jamal Walker. I seen that. Actually, I seen that right before the podcast started. When I was I was scrolling on my phone. I seen that, man. Shout out to him. You guys know, he definitely was a good character growing up watching him. So, shout out to him, man. Shout out to him. Definitely made some good TV for us, especially growing up. Okay, Trevor Penning will be a huge surprise. Well, one of the times, I hope so, fam. I hope so. I hope he comes in and the hope he comes in, man, and be a mullet guard like you said, man. So Harold Laundry, okay, okay, that's who it was then. But he don't have to deal with the defensive ends no more. So we will see. We will see. Okay, I'm gonna read the next comment, then I'm gonna move on with the show. OG said Hurricane Mike and his dad gave you a shout out from their channel. Shout out to my guy and his dad, man. Shout out to Hurricane Mike. Hurricane Mike is a supporter of the Palms. Done had him on. He's done been a caller, and this guy gives interesting takes. You guys go check out his channel. I'm not sure if he's actually doing podcast shows though or whatnot, but he is active in these comments. And you guys be on standby. If he's tuned into this show this year, not this year, this week, I'm definitely going to invite him to come on in, man, and give his hot takes. So shout out to Hurricane Mike. Okay, let me see if I missed any more comments before I move forward. Okay, I just seen one pop up. Shout out to Ronald Benjamin said, I hope that 18 wins the QB competition. I'm gonna be honest, fam. I mean, may the best man win. I'm not gonna, you know, pick and choose which one I want to win. May the best man win. If 18 is that guy, then 18 gonna be that guy. Now, if 18 wins the QB competition, I no longer. I'm gonna just say this: if Spencer Rattler wins this QB competition, I want no parts of Tyler Schultz no more. And that's the part that's so I kind of understand why the contract thing went the way it did because if the man comes in and gets beat out by Spencer Rattler, well, obviously you're gonna go with the best man. So what is Tyler Schultz gonna be doing? On the sideline getting guaranteed money. So I mean, I kind of get why the contract was a little complicated. But Tyler showed you was behind this, man. You was allowing your reps to fight. So if that's the case, stand on business when you come out here, man. And for the ones that don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody know the rookies report tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, their training camp officially get kicked off. And the rookies, this rookie class is going to be an important part to this Saints ball club. Going to be an important part to this Saints ball club. Okay, let me see my mouse. JT said, CB, now it's time for the eye test. Always believe your eyes. Facts, fam. We can write in this position and that, this or that. The eye test begins this week. It starts this week. Now we're going to see is Tyler Show. Was he worth making a hop over Shadur? We passed on Shadur to get Tyler Schultz. So now we're going to start seeing, is this guy really worth doing that? And I'm not saying Shadur was going to be that guy. I'm just saying his grade was better than show coming out. I mean, to be honest. But according to some, it was some people saying that show was the best QB in the draft. And that's coming from Art Menace and a few of his guys that he was talking with said that show was the so all of this person, that person, best draft. We got Devin Neal in the 6th round. If he come in and eat, who cares if he's a 6th round draft pick? So JT, the eye test is going to show everything. So let's believe our eyes. Okay, RG Scott said, I feel UCB made the best man win as long as the team in whole is showing positive progress. Bit fats, fam. Okay, kind of great said, I feel good about our O line. They're going to be top five this season. Yes, the old offensive line, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to move on. Offensive line, I feel like can be one of the better offensive lines in the league, especially especially if Kelvin Banks and Trevor Penning produce this season. You might be in contention for the best offensive line in the league. It has the potential to do that if those guys pan out. And we know what we're gonna get from McCoy and Fuaga. Ruiz, Ruiz, he's solid. I'm not gonna say he's great. He's solid. So we'll see what happens, man. And honestly, I hope the line shows up because one of my negatives about Show is when he gets the pressure on him. When he gets the pressure on him, he tends to make terrible decisions. And being 6'5", that shouldn't be the case. You're too big to make decisions like that. So we'll see. So moving on to the defensive side. The defensive side. We're gonna start with the defensive line. This is an interesting position for me. Okay, the defensive line. Let me go to the roster. We got Cam Jordan returning. Don't know why, but I'm gonna just read the name. We got Cam Jordan, Jonathan Bullock, which we signed the other day. We got Jonah Williams, Devon Gottschalk. We got Kalen Saunders, John Ridgway, Christian Boyd, Brian Brzee, Vernon Broughton, Nathan Shepard, Amari Thomas, Chase Young, Chris Rump, and Fadil Diggs. That's our entire defensive line, nose tackles and defensive ends. It's a lot of names on here that man, really looking at these names, it's gonna be a good competition at this defensive line. I will start out by saying one name that comes to mind to me far as this Kalen Saunders, and there's no disrespect to Kalen Saunders or anything like that. When it comes to Kalen Saunders, I don't see him being a starter. Well, I won't say it like that. I would say if Kalen Saunders is our starting nose tackle, we got some huge problems on the defensive line. And I say that because Kalen Saunders, I've been able to see him play for multiple years on the Saints. I know this is a new system, and that doesn't matter. It's either you got it or you don't. You're not going out to defensive end, so you still gonna be in the three position or lined up on center. The way this look is probably gonna be lined up head on with the center. He didn't show me signs of being an effective, consistent run stopper. It was times where he made a play here and there, but I think he got most of his popularity with the Saints with being the fullback and the interception he had and him being real athletic as a big guy. But at the end of the day, that doesn't win you the nose tackle. That doesn't mean that you're effective and solid defensive tackle. So for me, it's either you show up. Well, my opinion, I think you either come in and show up or you won't be on the 53. I think that's the position that he's in. I don't know how the coaching staff views him. He's currently under contract, so um, and I'm gonna be honest. If Kellen Moore believed in Kalen Saunders, he wouldn't have got all these free agent picks. To be honest, in my opinion, if Kalen Saunders was one of the guys. So a few guys that we brought in, we just brought in Jonathan Bull. I know he's a defensive end, but we brought in him. We drafted Vernon Broughton. We brought in Devon Gottschalk. We brought in John Ridgway, and then did we bring in Christian Boyd? No, but yeah, he brought in a few guys to compete. So Kalen Saunders was the guy. I don't think Kellen Moore brings in those other pieces. Now, with that being said, Uptown made an interesting point because I looked at this a whole different way. We running a 3-4. So how I had viewed the 3-4 is the defensive end spots being Chase Young and Granderson, and then having Brzee at the nose. But I didn't. Uptown made an interesting point. I think they're gonna have Chase Young standing up as an outside linebacker. So I think he'll be a outside linebacker, and I also think Carl Granderson will be a stand up outside linebacker. Um, Especially like in, well, obviously in pass rushing plays. So yeah, I think they will be the outside linebackers now. We on defensive line, so going line, we're going, position it up, linebacker, linebacker, defensive end. So three spots we're talking about. Defensive tackle spot, we drafted Vernon Broughton. Mixed reviews on him. Hopefully he comes in, show out. We got Devon Gaucher. We traded for him. Hopefully he comes in and make the competition hot. We got Kayla Saunders, who I just talked about. Um, we got John Ridgway. It's a few guys, but I'm expecting the nose tackle to either be Devon Gaucher, Devon Gaucher, Vernon Broughton. That would be nice if he steps up and win the spot. That's a real good look. That means he came in and showed out, but the position gonna be open for that nose tackle spot. Kalen Saunders, I'm not expecting him to step in and show. I think Nathan Shepard will be in the mix. I think Nathan Shepard will still make the, because he, far as him being a rotational piece, I think he done pretty decent. But yeah, with the Saunders, and I'm finished with him, man. I just think I don't see him being our starter defensive tackle, and I think he can be fighting for the 53. To be honest, so we'll see what happens at the nose tackle. It's gonna be a position battle right there. The defensive end spots. Um, I don't know what communication they had with Brian Brzee, but to be honest, at the size that he was already at, I think he still could have played defensive end. Now, obviously, I don't think he'd be lined up like on the 7 or 9 gap. I'm talking about all the way out there. I don't believe so. Um, but we'll see. Maybe he'll be lined up at the 5, and that's like on the 5 is out. You lined up on the tackle spot on the inside part of the tackles spot. So depending on how they lining up, man, I don't know how they gonna line up, but he will be a defensive end. He'll be one of the defensive ends. The other defensive end, I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I Cam Jordan, that name stands out, but I'm gonna be honest. I think Cam Jordan should have hung it up last year. Somebody like Cam Jordan to be an effective guy, to be as good as a player he's been in the league. I don't want to see him playing in this type of situation where he's rotating in and out. I don't want to see. I don't want to see him in that position where he's rotating in and out. Now, could he get a little burst this year? I mean, he might, but I don't know what to expect from Cam Jordan. Cam Jordan, the DA, they had a lot of history, but before DA left, Cam Jordan was rotating in and out. His snap count went down. So it was something that DA saw. Now we talking about DA, the defensive coordinator, not as a head coach view. The defensive coordinator view, he's seen a little drop off in Cam Jordan's situation. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. When we Even if he's the other defensive end, he shouldn't be relied on to be a effective pass rush. I think those days are gone. So we will see. Okay, but Wanda Tom said defensive end, Brzee, and Saunders. Saunders, I can't see Saunders, fam. I can't see Saunders being a defensive end. But like I said, he got to show me. He may come in, be pissed off, and show us something. But at this point, I don't see it. And this is a preview, training camp preview show. So some of my takes, and all of our takes, just like the OG JT said, starting Wednesday is going to be the eye test. So the eye test, that's what concludes everything. We can say this person, that person. I can say Kalen Saunders. He may be fighting for the 53, or we may be in trouble if he's starting on the eye test. Man, he may go out and eat. So we will see. Defensive tackle, you got Gotchard. Okay, I can see that being a possibility. Okay, the linebackers. I will read that one in a few, fam. Let me save that one. Okay, RG Scott said Cam at this point honestly needs to go chase that ring as a contender. He deserves it. I'm gonna be honest, fam. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought he was gonna do. But man, being honest, this offseason, the city just gave him a Cam Jordan day. Like they put a day aside and they named it the Cam Jordan Day or something like that. So he's locked in with the city. I don't think he's going nowhere. I think he's going to retire as the same, and that's good. I just think he should have hung it up last year, but maybe maybe he fine with having his last year or two rotating, because that's where I see it. But we'll see, man. Maybe it may change. Hopefully he get a boost. Whoever is starting and rotating, hopefully everybody is getting a boost some point. But yeah, I think he deserved to fight for a ring. To be honest, I think Cam Stanley Nola means more than a ring for him. Yeah, like I just said, man, they put a holiday aside for him. So yeah, New Orleans mean a lot more. He's not going nowhere. Cam will be a backup linebacker. We'll see, fam. We'll see. So we're gonna go ahead and go to the linebacker position. The linebacker position is an interesting position as well for me. We got, okay, I'm gonna read it out. We got Demario Davis. We got Pete Warner. We got Danny Strutzman, DeMarco Jackson, Nafis Sewell, Jalen Ford, Isaiah Stallbird, and Tyrene Powell. Tyrene Powell, that was somebody that made a little noise last year. Not as a starter, none, but he had made a few plays last year. So we'll see if he can improve on that. DeMarco Jackson was somebody that I envisioned taking that next step, actually getting in the rotation, not due to injury or anything like that. I'm talking about in the rotation, like, yeah, he's a part of our defense. That type of situation. So that's why that's what I envision seeing from DeMarco Jackson. I believe this is going to be his third season. Yeah, this is going to be his third season. So we'll see what happens with that. But it's a guy that we drafted in this draft that I'm a little bit more interested in. And hopefully this guy comes in and becomes that centerpiece and future for the New Orleans Saints at the linebacker position. And hopefully this guy can, you know, slide in once the Mario starts sliding out, and that's Danny Strutzman. Danny Strutzman, well, one of the times I already knew, everybody, knew, oh man, Danny Strutzman is going to be a starter over Pete. You watch, fellows. If that situation plays out like that, I'm gonna be so pissed. If it plays out like that Danny Strutzman takes Pete Warner's position, I'm gonna be highly pissed because at this point in time, Pete Warner, I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of expecting Pete Warner to take that next leap and being our linebacker. Demario Davis is 35 years old. Why is Demario arguably being like I done another poll. I did another poll. You guys go check it out after the show. And a lot of Saints fans think Demario Davis is our best player coming into the 2025 season. And like I said, age ain't nothing but a number to some guys. And Demario is one of the guys that relates to. But at some point, Demario, we will start seeing a dip in. So Pete one, I'm expecting him to be just as good or take that step and be better than the Mario this season. It's either gonna be even kill or Pete one to take that next step. That's what I'm expecting him to do. And then with that being said, we got our young guy Danny Strossman. Hopefully he plays good well enough to where we can rely on him to be that rotational piece if someone gets injured. If someone gets injured. But yeah, if it plays out like that with one of the times, man, I'm gonna be highly pissed off. Because the position we in, man, Pete Warner is the guy that supposed to take the reins. He don't supposed to be a guy getting beat out by no rookie. Hey, no, man. That I'm gonna be out. That got me kind of tight. If it happened like that, man, that I hope that doesn't happen like that, man. To be honest. To be honest, man. JT said preach CB. Yes, that's I'm preaching on that one, fam. That's fast. If y'all don't hear anything other than that, man, if Pete Warner gets beat out by Dennis Strutzman, I'm going to be highly upset. If Pete Warner stays on this injury list this season, I'm going to be highly upset. Now, with that being said, he compared to year one and a little bit of year two, he got his injuries a little bit under control, but he still missed a little time this season. But to be honest, to me, his best seasons was years one and two, when he was coming in getting 15, 16 tackles a game, leading the team with 15, 16 tackles. That's what he supposed to be, and he better be doing that this season. He better be doing that this season, man. Waste of a pick at this point if one that doesn't step up. That's what RG Scott said. I'm gonna be. It's to me, it's more injury than play. But with that being said, the play can be it can be improved a little bit. Now, as far as being a tackler, man, he does show that, but he got to start utilizing his range. He got to get better at being, utilizing his range. Because structure, man, he may just say if the Mario dips off, and I won't get pissed off at the Mario. He's playing well beyond his years. So if the dip happened, the dip happened. I'm expecting Pete Warner to step in, no problem, and take over that role and perform at a high level. That's what I'm expecting from Pete. Dennis Strutzman, I'm not expecting Dennis Strutzman to go in there and take over the the Mario's role. I'm not expecting that. But I do hope that Dennis Strutzman do come in and be that guy. I see him, man. He was a fan favorite at Oklahoma. I like the energy this guy brings to the team. Yeah, he definitely was a beast and a killer in college, fam. Okay, so we got two positions left, man. I'm gonna just put no. I gotta break this up, man, because it's a lot of I'm gonna break up DB and cornerback. So cornerback position, moved along, man. I just hang with me. We got two positions left. Then I'm gonna open up the phone lines. You guys calling in. Okay, the QB position. No, my fault, my fault. I do gotta shout out the linebacker position. We got Chase Young, we got Carl Granderson, um, and then we got Isaiah Foskey. I can see Isaiah Foskey. Hopefully, he improves standing up as an outside linebacker, rushing the quarterback. Hopefully he improves going into year three. Definitely didn't see it years 1 and 2. Hopefully year three he can show us something. So that wraps it up for those guys. Okay, cornerback. We got Isaiah Yadam, Quincy Riley, not Jordan Howard. We got Isaiah Riley, Quincy Riley, DeLays Beanham. We got Jaden Price. Our other corners. We got Kool-Aid. We got Peyton Rico. We got Rajon Wright. And then, of course, we got Alante. Okay, the question that stands out to me when this position groups open up, and you guys can put your opinion. I know it's different opinions on this, but my question to you all is, who is going to be the number one cornerback? Is it going to be Alante Taylor? I hope it's Alante Taylor. Well, with Alante Taylor, a lot's come with that. Will Alante Taylor be in the slot? Will he play in the slot? I think if Alante Taylor want to goes out and get the bag, Alante Taylor needs to be on the outside because the bag is on the outside. The 3 year 24 million, 3 year 27 million. That's what the slot corners is getting. Maybe around 9 to 10 mil max. I don't forgot who the highest slot corner is in the game. I think the guy with the Colts, but slot corners, you're not about to be getting no big old 70, 80 mil, nothing like that. So you got to show, to me, you got to show the team that you can be that number one corner and you can be just as effective on the outside. And I think Alante going to take that challenge. Now, with that being said, I know some opinions about Kool-Aid. To me, Kool-Aid, last year, he didn't show that he can be that number one. Now, he showed he can be a solid cornerback, but as of today, I can't say that Kool-Aid is going to be our number one. Now that's my opinion. I see what Wanda Times said is Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid is going to be our number one. So what Wanda Times think that Kool-Aid is going to be our number one. We'll see how it plays out. I'll reread this comment. You put this, said Kool-Aid and Alante top 5 tandem, baby. Let's go. We'll see, man. I know Alante was on the outside first. He was on the outside first, and then they moved him inside. And there was a reason why they moved him to the inside. He was more effective on the inside. So to me, that's just like if you put Marshawn Lattimore in the inside, he's gonna be less effective on the inside than the outside. And Marshawn showed that he was less effective the times he played the slot compared to being on the outside. So like I said, the outside, that's where the bag is at. Hopefully, Alante done got his little mishaps together as being an outside cornerback. But like I said, I can't, at the same time, I'm not about to just write no name in stone. But I do know, what we did see from Alante. I mean, did it show QB1 type, potential? He had a few plays where, he, done this thing. But I just can't conclude and say that he will be. I mean, I hope he step up and Alante Taylor is our number one guy. Because he coming up on contract year. So he gotta take that role. And I think he will. I think he gonna be hungry, man. I think he gonna, step in and show up. With that being said, guys like Isaac Yadam, that's some good depth piece. Now with Isaac Yadam, I don't know if Staley is going to be more of a press type of defense or not. But I do know Isaac Yadam was an exceptional press corner under DA. Exceptional press corner under DA. So I don't know. Is we're going to be playing a lot of zone? Will he be effective in the zone? I don't know. But we training camp is going to show all of that for him. Quincy Riley, that's another young name that stands out. We can't write him out. I think it's wide open. Even like I said, we got Alante Taylor that's done been there some years, but he was in the slot. As far as on the outside, I don't know. You just can't. I mean, well, I'm not just gonna write names out there. I'm not gonna do that. It's your mano a mano. If Kool-Aid is Kool-Aid is him and he gonna go out there and get it, go get it, Kool-Aid. You know, if Q Wiley, if he gonna come in from Louisville and he gonna be like, man, I'm here. Like that's what I love about this situation as a team. Like a lot of guys can come in and you get that confidence, you get that confidence. You ain't gotta worry about it's not a lot of players worrying about, oh, I'm fighting for this backup spot. I'm fighting to get in the rotations. Few positions on the team that's like that. Positions just stand out: receiver, running back, linebacker. Other than that, man, I think yeah, I mean it's wide open. Other than a few other starters, the cornerback it's definitely wide open, and I can't just pin nobody in. But I do think Lante Taylor. I hope he take that step. When we were in our base 3-4, Kool-Aid and Taylor will start, but when we go to nickel, Taylor slides inside and Isaac Yadam goes outside. So you think Isaac Yadam will be involved with it? I mean, we'll see. I still think it's gonna be a battle because I don't want to write Quincy Riley off. I was watching Ross Jackson and he had some good praise on Quincy Riley, but at the end of the day, the guy's coming out of college, so he hasn't shown nothing on the NFL field yet. And this week, eyes can start getting open, and we can start seeing who's standing out in practice and whatnot, and one-on-one drills and all of that. They're gonna get some good work going up against Olave, Shaheed, and Cooks. Cooks, he still got a little burst left, not like he used to. I'm not expecting him to be on that type of level, but we'll see, man. You also said Isaac Yadam will start outside in nickel defense, but base defense be Taylor and Kool-Aid. Love our QB room. The QB room, I still the only thing I can walk away with is that I know Alante Taylor is a exceptional nickel corner. But with that being said, I don't see Alante taking that nickel corner. I mean, unless the coach say you're gonna be there, but I think he's gonna want to take on that challenge at outside because he looking at the bag as well. It's a business. He want to go for that bag, and he also think he can be outside. He can play outside. So we'll see, man. We'll see how it play out. Quincy Riley in the mix. A lot of other guys in the mix. We'll see how it plays out. So last position is safety. The safety position we got, of course, we got Justin Reed, we got the Honey Badger, we got Jordan Howland, Jonas Sanker, um, JT Gray will be on special teams unless injury puts him in the game. Terrell Burgess, Elliott Davidson, and that wraps up our entire defense. So our safety position is kind of written in stone. But we know what we're going. Honey Badger is basically he provides us something. He continues to provide what he provided last year. I don't see him exploding. He's you know not gonna say he over the hill. He's still playing at a high level. Um, Hopefully that continues this year. Justin Reed, he's gonna be our other starter safety. Now with that being said, Jonas Sanker, he's getting high praise from Saints podcasters, from draft analysts. He's getting high praise. And Jordan Howden is a guy that's been with the system for 2 years. He's going into year three. We'll see how he steps in and play. He made a few starts last year due to injury, but I'm trying to think that he actually sit somebody down. No, I don't think he did. Will Harris sit somebody down. But Jordan Howden is that's going to be wide open. It's going to be a good competition between Howden and Jonas Sanker to see who gonna be that next man up if one of those guys go down, the Badger or Justin Reed. I like the Badger and Justin Reed. I believe the addition of Justin Reed that's going to turn back the clock mentally with the Badger. But your body and mind is two different things. I mean, I know they say the body follows the mind, to a certain extent, but we'll see, man. Jonas Sanka, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch too much of him. Some guys say he is still with Wine the Time said that's a steal. I've seen guys like Nick Underhill, Walsh Jackson, TJ. They say they got high praises on this guy. Say he's a steal in the draft. We will see. We will see if that's correct. My steal was Devin Neal, to be honest. But like I said, I hadn't watched too much tape. Even with Quincy Riley, I didn't watch too much tape on him either. Rewind the Time said, just think Drake, London, Mike Evans like to go the slot, and I see Taylor converting those guys. Now, that's different. If Alante, the number one corner, really, you supposed to follow the number one. You supposed to travel. That's what not Mike Evans. That's what Marshawn did a lot of the times. It was a few plays where Alante got him in the slot and Marshawn stayed on the outside, but majority of the time, Marshawn followed the receiver wherever they went in the slot or anything. So, I mean, if those guys is in the slot, I'm expecting our number one to be in the slot right there with him. So we'll see, man. That's just how I see it. I don't know what's the game plan, man. What Staley is gonna pull up for this entire defense. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna ask this question and then I'm gonna open up the phone lines. So, who do you guys think is the best defensive group? Is it the defensive end spot? Is it the linebacker spot? Is it the DB room? No, it's the cornerback room or is it the safety room? What do y'all think? But I will say this on Jonas Sanka, and then I'll get back to that question. Jonas Sanka, even if he not starting, they said a lot of draft guys brought up his special teams ability. So even if he's not, I don't see him being a starter safety. Unless injury happen or he just come out just running Tyron out of town or running him to the sideline. I see him being on special teams. One time said QB the best group. QB being cornerback being the best group. It's kind of I don't know what's our best group. I'm gonna say to be honest, as of today, man, I'm gonna go with safety. I think safety as of today is the best group because now when you're talking about linebackers, now you gotta put in now you gotta add in Carl Granderson and Chase Young. At certain points in the game, they're gonna have to not drop, back too much in coverage, but they're gonna have to do a little covering because the offense is gonna command that, and they're gonna get tested, man. Teams know that these guys is but that's kind of what I need to see. I don't know how he's gonna utilize them. Is he gonna have them covering at all, or is he just gonna have them rushing? Um, I really didn't see the outside linebacker when he was with the Rams. I really didn't see them doing too much covering, too much. But we will see. Shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guy WD. And like I said, I'm gonna shout at him out at the beginning of the show, man. You guys check out the new intro that we got on the podcast. WD was behind that. He put it together, man. Shout out to him for his creativity. And once again, like I said, he's behind all the technical stuff for the podcast. But he just texted me and gave his thoughts on Jonas Sanker. He said, just viewed the party bit. Jonas Sanker is a hitter, and he put hitter in capital letters. He's a safety, so I had to view him. So WD is you guys know, man, he loved his safeties. I mean, he loved that position. So, you know, he's been doing homework on the safety position, guys, and he got, a good scout report on Jonas Sanker. So we will see what happens with Jonas Sanker. Like I said, I've been hearing a lot of good reviews. I've been hearing that he is the steal of the draft, not Devin Neal. So um, we will see, man. But that wraps up the review of the whole team. And like I said, forgive me, man. I know it was real lengthy. Um, but what I'm gonna do right now, if I can find if I can find the freaking link, I'm gonna open up the phone lines. Gonna open up the phone lines and put the link in the comment section. Who that nation? You guys, please call in. Please call in. Please give me the link. Here we go. I'm gonna put the link in the comment. You guys call in, man. Give me your thoughts and opinions on the team, and I respect you all's opinions. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna read a couple of um, comments from WD, and then I'm gonna put this link in the comment. I'm gonna put it in there now, and then I will start bringing people on. So you guys click on that link, man. Come give me your thoughts on the team or whatever it is you want to talk about Saints football. What's your expectations or anything? So WD said he also said Danny Strutzman might be a lukewarm Luke Kuechly too. Man, my fault, man. I missed the last. I missed the second part of that, man. I ain't gonna read it, but you said I think Strutzman is a true steal. We will see, fam. I liked it. I liked it, Dennis Strutzman. I love Dennis Strutzman. He's a high energy guy. We need that, and we will see what happens. But shout out to WD. I see JT is in the background. He's getting his device together. We're gonna bring him on, and gonna bring him on. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got JT in the building. JT, can you hear me, fam? JT, can you hear me, fam? Okay, JT, I'm gonna come back to you, fam. While you get yourself together, while you getting it together, I'm gonna go ahead and bring the OG in the building. I got the OG Jerry Poole in the building. OG, what's good with you, fam? Let me
What's up,
unmute your mic. There we
BB?
go. Can you hear me, fam?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, what's good with you, fam? Welcome to the podcast, man.
Oh, it's good to be back. Football is back, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir, fam. So what is your expectations on training camp, man? Do you have any surprise cuts or anything like that?
Ooh. I want surprise cuts. Ooh, CB, that's gonna be determined right there, man. That's gonna be determined the way this training camp gonna go down.
Mhm.
Hmm. But you did say earlier that if you're not excited about this training camp, not only you're a Saints fan, but you're not a football fan either. I mean, why are you here if you're not excited? I mean, come on now. After a
Right.
long dude, after 5 almost 6 months without football, You mean to tell me if you're not excited about training camp, about football season, some you need to get yourself. You need to do a reality check. You need to get yourself checked out, big time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. I I just want to echo. I just want to echo what you just said because you put the you baked the cake. All I had to do was come in and put the icing on it. But real talk, man. I'm very excited about this new era, bruh. And I mean all these guys you were talking about, like Stutzman and um Riley and um
Mhm.
that last guy you were talking about, Jonas. That safety
Thanker.
singer. Yeah, yeah. I heard you say that he was a hitter. We need somebody that can hit, and I think he the chosen one.
Big facts, fam.
Hmm.
And like I got JT said, man, the eye test is here now. So, we're gonna see if they're gonna fall through by what we predicting. But
Absolutely. But also I'm glad that Suge got his new deal over the weekend, so I'm happy about that. I did say that this guy was going to get his contract signed before camp started in a couple of days. So that's still a good move. They went on ahead and locked him in. So now we just have to see what happens in the next couple of days. And before that, CB, I'm sure you already heard they're going to do the. We already know about the helmet release about a week ago. Now they're gonna do the release of the jerseys or the new jerseys that's coming out. Then they say it's gold, I believe.
oh wow. And I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest, man. I seen the news first from who that Davis. I seen him
that's my,
post that on his page, man. I didn't know about the jersey till I seen his page. So shout out to him, man, keeping us updated.
yeah, they did. Yeah, they did like the video reveal last week on the Saints YouTube channel. And I guess when Aaron saw it, I said he wanted to give it a shot, and he did. And I looked at it, and it's been a while since we've seen a gold jersey, CB. I
Right.
mean, the last time we seen these gold jerseys at the Superdome when was 2002 when they played Minnesota. Even though we lost that game, but those gold jerseys with the black pants and the gold helmet, rocket, man, I love it. And that was before Charles Grant and Cam Jordan. It was another number 94, and he was a defensive end in Joe Johnson.
Facts.
Yep. So we're just waiting to see what happens because I know Tuesday is going to be like the conference and stuff and the uniform reveal, but on Wednesday the whole new chapter begins for the New Orleans Saints, and I'm looking forward to it.
Facts, fam.
As
So
as the
anything else you wanna add?
hey, as the headline say, welcome to the new era. The new era.
Yes, sir. The new era begins. It begins on Wednesday, fam.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about it. And hey, with Kellen Moore and these new people that's coming in, Brandon Staley and all them, I say I just can't wait. I can't wait. It's gonna be a good, feel good season for the Who That Nation. Big time.
Big facts, fam. Well,
Yes,
fam, I
sir.
definitely appreciate you for calling in to the pod, fam. Your takes is definitely some great takes, man. And how we love
Appreciate
to have you, man. We love to have you a part of the pod. We got you on our intro, man. So
it.
we definitely a fan of you, fam. Appreciate you.
Already know the pop up and say the #1 channel supporter. So yay, hey, that's official. Official.
Oh yeah, most definitely, fam.
Hey, but like you say, shout out to the WD that did the works and everything. Shouts out to him. Shouts out to Saints Uptown with the music. So hey, y'all keep doing your thing, bruh. I mean, you already got my full support every day. I mean, ever since what 2017, 18, 19. It's been a long time.
Yeah, 2017. 2017.
Woo,
Yeah,
man,
it's been a
time
minute.
flies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it was 2017 because I shout out to TJ Jones of the State of the Saints podcast. I talked to him. I think I joined I subscribed to his channel, I think in September of 2018. That's like 7 years ago, but before that it was y'all. So hey, hey, I support y'all, y'all support me, hey, we support each other. Only one thing we can't agree on. We can talk about our New Orleans Saints, whether they do good or whether they do bad. We always got their back. We always
Yeah,
do.
fam.
Yeah.
All right, fam. Well, I definitely appreciate you for calling in, fam, man. Looking forward to
Appreciate you, bro.
hearing from you next time, fam. Well, later on
Oh
this
yeah.
week, be exact.
Oh yeah. This week is gonna be fully loaded with new stuff. I just can't wait. I can't wait.
All right, fam. You have a good one, man, and I'll see you in a couple days.
Yes, sir. And good Lord say so. In a couple of days, we'll see what this new and improved Saints team look like. And hey, all we can do is just keep saying who that, and we support that team. And that's about all I can say.
All right, who that, fam?
Who that for life? Let's go.
Shout out to the OG for calling in. Now we got my guy JT. JT, has been a minute, fam. What's good with you?
Yeah, man, it's all right. How you been, CB?
Oh, I've been good, fam. Great.
Man, I was waiting for y'all to come back on. Man, you don't know, man. What it took me? What about 6 months? It took a while, bro. But you know how it is. Y'all got to go on vacation too.
Oh yeah, most definitely, fam.
Yeah, yeah. Man. What you think? What you think about everything now with the team? I mean, I have a lot of stuff that's going. I have a lot of questions. I have and they still ain't answered yet. Like the running back. Like the whole team, like the whole team, the whole team.
Right,
I mean, I don't think he was exactly what 31st in the league against the run.
right. Yeah, 31st.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you, fam.
Oh, oh, you can hear me. Oh, all right. I thought you couldn't hear me. I was trying. I couldn't hear myself really. But anyway, we was like 32nd against the run, right?
Right,
31st.
31st. Yeah,
Yeah,
31st or
against the
32nd.
run. Well, well, well. That right there show you. I know we was talking about Kalen Saunders earlier. That right there tell you he got to get out. That whole area has to be new, and what's behind the starters got to be new. We can't go into this year. First of all, we will go into this year with some starters that we had last year, and because ain't nobody gonna beat them out. So in that area, we gonna still be like we was last year. You understand what I'm saying, CB?
Oh yeah.
Like yeah, like Chase Young. We running a linebacker unit, right? Two linebackers, 4-3, right? We're running like a 4-3 right now. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know, Chase Young is a linebacker. I can't put that in my head and say, oh, he a linebacker. You know, I look at what you did when you was in college and everything. They was moving him all around, you know, in different spots in college, you know. But I don't see him as a you know, a Pat Swelling, a Ricky Jackson. You know, that's what we're looking at right now. So if I'm picking by position and I say the linebacker position, who's your bona fide linebackers? From what I see, it'll be Granderson. I'm just saying, as far as linebacker and Foskey, who was not drafted by the coach this year. Remember, he don't have his people in there yet. He's working around what he got. You understand? So we got to be mindful of ourselves because this year gonna be a tough year. I don't want it to be that way, no. But because I'm a Saints fan through and through, way back the Obramowitz days, if that's where you want to go. I'm just saying, let's look at this and take our time in it. Don't think we're gonna come out here like Super Bowl champions or none of that. Let's be competitive first. You understand? Let's be competitive first. Let's look at what this coach had when he was in Philly, when he was in the other teams at running back. Alvin Kamara is good, but Alvin Kamara can't run between them tackles 20, 25 times. He can't do that right now. So what we got to look at what we got behind Alvin right now, because the coach trying to build his team. You know, Alvin is still going to be a part of this, but I can't see Alvin taking them licks, even the first 3 games, getting the ball 20, 25 times, running 20, 25 times, not catching 5, you know, I'm talking about running. So you got this coach come from where the running back will get the ball 20, 25 times and then even catch the ball 10, 50 times. I mean, a workhorse back. I ain't saying, you know, Alvin can't do that type of work right now, you know? So we got to take our time right now. We got to crawl before we walk. We can't just, I want us to win 8 games, you know? I want us to win 9, 10. I want us to win them games. But, you know, it ain't going to be like that. You know, it won't be that way. You know, we coming out the gate with some teams, man, you know, we liable to be up in here, you know, 1-4. And don't be shocked if you see it. You understand? Don't be shocked. Just accept it and go ahead and just look for promises. Look for different areas where we're stronger at, because that bleeds into next year. You see? That's what we got to do as we looking at the Saints, you know, because this coach know what he got right now, and he know he don't have his players there like he want them there. You see? He gonna get the players in there, but his players is not on that field yet. Like everybody talking about, his player just came in the draft. That's his players. Oh, Jonas Sinker is a hitter. He's a hitter. All right, well, he should be starting, getting ready to start after so many games in the season. If he's more than just a hitter, got to be smart back there too, for to be able to take Honey Badger and whoever else spot. You got to be smart. So the quarterback. I mean, I've seen the quarterback having problems with, throw a beautiful deep ball, but have problems with throwing the short ball. And I'm looking at it. You know, everybody see it, but let's see what happens. You understand? Because, you know, I think if he don't impress, I don't care if he was a 2nd round draft pick or not. The coach, what you just gonna put him in so he can get slaughtered? What? What you gonna do? No, he gonna put Radley in there because Radley is the veteran and he got experience. You understand? Now, again, if he come there and impress, then you got your quarterback right there. Then you have your quarterback. But what I see right now is a work in progress. And that's why I say it's the eye test. Don't believe what no sports commentator say on Channel 4, Channel 6, Channel 8, because the darling of the camp last year was what? Mason Tipton, right?
Right.
I think it was Mason Tipton, the
Right.
little wide receiver. Yeah, the little wide receiver. I mean, that wasn't no darling to me. Well, yeah, they say he was fast. He was everything. But I didn't see it. I mean, he was where he was at on the field. I mean, he played a couple times. What he dropped the ball. What? It's an eye test, man. It's what you believe. It's what you believe. Don't go there thinking, oh man, this guy. They say this guy, Mason Tipton. Nah, you gotta look at this thing right, because if you want your feelings hurt, if you want to be screaming at the TV talking about, oh, we need a new coach, go ahead and believe what you want to believe. But right now, I'm taking it step by step with these Saints and at these positions. You understand? Because this coach got to get his people in here. He didn't draft Foskey. He didn't draft none of these people in here. He ain't draft none of these people. He brought who he want. When he came in here, what he got? He got the big D tackle from New England, right?
Right.
Because we was dead last in rushing. They were splitting like the Red Sea. Oh, let him go ahead and run for 100 yards. They run everybody for 100 yards. You understand? So you got to take all. Like I said, all of them ain't gonna. If whoever gonna be starting and started last year, that's where we're gonna have the problem at. I'm telling you how I feel about it, CB. Whoever started last year, the problem gonna be there, because I see a lot of stuff. I saw it in the last games last year. You understand? I like DeMario. He's a good guy in the community and everything. But everybody else, y'all want him to play in the community. That's what y'all want him to do. Y'all go ahead, let him play in the community. Or do y'all want to see him on Sunday making 20 tackles, 15 tackles? What you want to see him do? I want to see him play ball. Now, he been playing ball in his early years, but right now, I start seeing some backpedaling. Last year, I was like, oh man, why he didn't meet him in the hole? And I saw him going back like he was waiting for him to come. Mario used to go in there and get it. And I saw that. I say that all the time when I'm calling. Honey Badger, I saw him too. I saw some, take a business decision. I saw the dude was coming at him on a goal, and he was like a matador, bro. You say, ole, he just let him go through. You understand? I'm telling you, I was looking at some stuff, but I want everybody to take this for what it's worth. We gotta have people that the coach want to bring in here, and a system that he won't run with these players. And also, for last right now, CB, I'm gonna say this: football is a young man's sports right now. So if you ain't got if anything on the field cross 30 years old, all right, that's not right. That's not right. I don't want to see that. I want to see somebody young in these positions, and the reason why they ain't there, because they can't move these people out at 35 years old and 34 years old. They can't move them out, CB. Everybody talk about Danny Stutzman. If Danny Stutzman move out Pete Warner, well, you mean to tell me Pete Warner has eclipsed where he done plateaued? That's the best he could do? If Danny Stutzman come get him. That's what I'm talking about, stuff like that. And I know that I say that was the last one, but I got one more for you. Who is behind McCoy at center? Because we saw what happened to him when he went down the first time. You see? These are things that got to be corrected, and the coach gonna see that and put that together and get him some sense. He gonna get people he need. But I know when McCoy went out, got hurt, we didn't have no center. We didn't have a center on the team. So, ACB, I got to come at you with a boatload of stuff. You know how I do.
It's all facts, man. All facts. I will say this, man. Facts with everything you said, but I didn't point this out. I'm gonna do I'm gonna set a personal show aside this week and address this.
Mm-hmm.
What you said about the record stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
expecting. I'm just being honest. As far
Right.
as me having an expectation, like, oh, we're gonna
Right.
win the division, we make. I'm not even. I don't
Nah.
even have an
Nah.
expectation
Uh,
like that. How can you have an
right.
expectation like that and you don't know
Right.
what the team is gonna be?
Team gonna be. You don't even know how they gonna look. You don't know
No,
what's
because
going on. We don't know who gonna be the quarterback. We don't know how the wide receivers gonna hold up after 3 games. You understand? We don't know. We don't know none of that. We don't know what's gonna happen. But we do know, with our common sense, to say it's a new team, which that's what we asked for, and I'm glad we got it. But we are a growing team, and we can't. We gotta say we are a young team. Well, are we getting even younger? So we just need to be competitive. If we competitive at in certain, like wide receiver, a quarterback, uh, running back, you understand? Safeties, corners. Right now, we ain't got the corners we want. We got probably one in that mix, but we ain't got the corners we want because we shifting guys. If we don't even know. We don't have
right,
that right now. We don't
facts.
have it right now. We can't make Alante third down, especially with what Alante was when he came here. That's what he is. That's Dennis Allen kind of mixture. Whatever he was when he came here, that's what he is. You know. So we gotta look at this thing right. It can't you can't be sitting up here thinking all this going. I just want to be competitive. Like I say, in certain spots, I want to be competitive. Because I ask this. I say this all the time when we talk in CB. I say, who touched the ball the most?
Who touched the ball the most? The QB. Can you hear me, fam? Fam, can you hear me? I think we lost JT, man, but what he was saying is all facts. Definitely all facts. I will just say this, and if he don't come back, then I'll go ahead and bring Aaron in. That'll be our last caller. But I just want to say this right.
I played already. Mhm. Yeah, you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You went out. You
Oh,
went out.
okay, okay, yeah. No, I was just saying, you gotta take your time when you're watching, and don't be so put your heart all in it. Just grow your team. Stay there growing your team. I know it's exciting, and it's a new day and age, but let's grow the team. Let's make sure you know Alvin is the one that can be catching that ball and taking that ball to the house. Now I ain't see that in a while, but anyway, I don't know. I don't know if Al, like me and my partner talk about. I said I don't think Al can run that ball 70 yards again. He can't break it and run it before somebody catch him. Alvin Yusuf can take it to the house. Not no more. He got that burst going through there, but then after the 30, 40 yards, if you still trucking behind him, you're gonna catch him. So we need a running back that like look at Saquon, big as he is. Once he get through there, that 20, he gone, huh, CB? You ain't catching him. You ain't
No,
catching him. He
no.
gone. You know? He's gone. You ain't catching him. That's how I feel about it, you know. But let's look at our team and each game break it down and just make sure that we got. Oh, I'm sorry, I just came on over here, and make sure we have our little squad together, bro. Because I had a lot of days. I'll tell anybody when I was growing up, CB, I had a lot of days where I had to break my TV, my knob. I was all, oh man, I was. I used to be so messed up as a youngster. I used to break down. I used to break them Panasonic TVs and them Pioneer TVs. I used to. I used to be so mad. They say, "What you doing in there?" I said, "I done broke the TV, girl." You know. I used to be so mad. Yeah, yes, indeed, man. But I can't be that way. And I try to teach everybody else. Try to tell everybody, please don't be that way like I was, because the saints was driving us that way. For these new saints, I think we about ready. I think they'll be okay. Even the new saints hurt. They hurt it so soft, so it don't it don't it don't it don't mess with me.
Oh yeah.
But hey, CB, it's good, man. It's good to talk with you, and it's good for the talk with the family and everything. And I try to be with everybody on all the podcasts and myself to try to just give everybody a play and also listen to. And I like everybody, bro. I love all of y'all, man. All the guys, because it's like a family, man. And I had said this on Q show, and I said it on all these shows. I said we should just all get together and I thought we could have done that, you know, during a certain time of year, and just have a Saints, podcast group where all the podcasts, we all meet, and we meet each other, we meet the fans, everybody meet each other, have a good time. I just wanted something like that to happen, and it's gonna come. It just takes somebody to put it together. I just wanted to put it in everybody's head, you know.
Oh, big
Yeah,
facts, man.
and I like you and your brother, and I like WD and Carl. I like all y'all that y'all had going on, and thing. It's like a family, man. And just I just want to make sure everybody's all right, man, because it's a short life look like out here. I don't mean to change the whole tone, but I'm telling y'all, man, I love all y'all, man. And, because I don't know what may go on. I'm looking at all these people on TV with Jamal Warner and all these other people passing away that you grew up with. So if I don't see you, CB, and I never see you again, I'm telling you right now, brother, I love you. I love you so dearly. I love all of y'all. And y'all just stay strong. And as many times as I could call, I will call. Long as I'm here.
Oh yeah, appreciate that, fam, man. Same to here, man. Much love to you, fam.
Yes,
Definitely
indeed.
appreciate you for supporting the podcast.
Yes, sir. No problem. No problem at all. And no problem. I will be calling again. I'm gonna let somebody else in, but I will be calling again.
All
Hmm.
right, fam. Well,
Oh,
appreciate you, man. I'm gonna be doing
all
another
right, CB.
show probably Wednesday. So I'll be
Right.
looking out for you.
Okay. Okay. Then I'll be looking on that, and I show get on again. Long as the lines is open.
All right,
Hmm.
fam.
All right. All right. Take it easy. Thank y'all.
All right, all right. Who that? All right. We're gonna go to our last caller, man. Last but not least, we got the host of the BNG podcast. We got Aaron in the building. Aaron, what's good with you, fam?
It's been too long since we got together to talk shop, my man. How you been?
I've been good, fam. Chilling, fam.
Man, the week has been long. The summer has been longer, but football is finally around the corner. I made that rhyme somehow. Bars. Look at me. Look at me spit a little bit of bars before. I love it. But I fucking love it, man. But little update. If you go into the training camp practice on August 2nd, your boy gonna be there. If you go into the Saints and Cardinals game, the season opener, your boy gonna be there. I also got an extra ticket if anybody wants to go. I'm going to be doing the giveaway real soon. If you want to put your hat in for that, stop by my channel. I'm going to put out some details real soon for the extra ticket. Y'all just let me know, man.
Okay, listeners, y'all better hear that, man. Y'all hear that, man. Take advantage of this opportunity. But yes, he definitely will. Say that date again, so they know when you're gonna be outside for training camp.
August 2nd is going to be the Saturday after, not this weekend, but the following weekend. August 2nd, 10:15 a.m. that training camp practice is going to start. The Saints are going to be in pads. I'm only showing up for the padded practice because we all know it's one thing when it's 707. It's another thing when it's physical. I want to see what the linebackers and what our O-line and D-line can do. That's where my main focus is going to be, other than the quarterback.
Whew. Energy right there. Yeah,
And
fam. So you guys get out there, man. I'm looking forward to giving us an update, man, from Mary. I wanted to get out there, man, but my dates. If they wouldn't have went to, if they wouldn't be going to California, in second week of August, I'd have went out there then. But the dates that they gonna be in Metairie, I'm gonna be busy. Got some stuff going on, but I will be down there, later on when the season kicks off. So, I'm not worried about that. But fam, what you got for us, man? What's your thoughts on the team we're putting together? What you think some of the battles gonna pan out to be, man? What you thinking?
well, there's a lot of question marks that the Saints have to answer on both sides of the ball, predominantly on offense. We know Kellen Moore is known for putting his guys in the best positions to succeed. From his time with the Dallas Cowboys as their offensive coordinator, he got Dalton Schultz paid by the Houston Texans, to his time with the Los Angeles Chargers as their offensive coordinator. He got Gerald Everett paid. It was one of his career years, all the way over to the Philadelphia Eagles with Dallas Goedert. What all those things have in common? The tight end room. Juwan Johnson should be poised to have one of his better career, one of his better seasons of his NFL career. Now, I say should because everyone always talks about the potential of Juwan Johnson as a flex tight end. We all know he came in as an undrafted rookie, a Penn State transfer to Oregon. He came out of there as an undrafted wide receiver, converted to tight end because he has the speed of a tight end, but not the physical body. Not so much of being the inline point of attack blocker, but his receiving ability, his wide catch radius. You would think a guy like that would have a more prominent role in the offense. That's more like a security blanket that tight ends are known for. But that really hasn't materialized in the way that the Saints front office and coaching staffs of old have really painted him out to be. And for the longest time, I'm trying to find out why. But this should give us a more clearer look at what Juwan Johnson really is as a New Orleans Saints starter. Is he someone that we can count on when the chips are down and you got to have that one big play? Or is it a guy that really just shows up and shows up during garbage time? We've always labeled Derek Carr as this guy that's the king of empty calories. Now that's a moniker that was dubbed by someone else, but that was still true nonetheless. Now that Derek Carr is gone, I think Juwan Johnson unfortunately fits that mold. Now another concern of mine is the offensive line. Look, we've always so far this offseason have harped on Trevor Penning and his ability to play left guard. Is it a make or break? And for good reason. No, he started at left tackle. He went over to right tackle this past season. He did just below average over there, even with helps from the tight ends and chips and assists from the right guard. But speaking of right guard, that's where my main focus is at. That's what I want to see at training camp. What can Cesar Ruiz do with a new offensive coordinator, a young, innovative offensive coordinator that knows his guys in and out? This guy is athletic. He comes out of the University of Michigan as a center. He retooled his body to play right guard. But for the past four seasons, it just has not materialized that way. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why. In 2024, Cesar Ruiz gave up 13 pressures. That ranked 68th among all active right guards in the National Football League, or guards in general, which ranks about 138. It's below average. He giving up double-digit pressures. He only gave up 2 sacks, but those pressures were kind of the deciding factors for games that could have been won. And I got a couple of examples here. If you want to bring it up on your screen, CB, I got my screen share going. You want to show it. Now, I showed this play all over my social media because it's important. I showed it on my Facebook. I showed it on Twitter. I showed it on my podcast just a few days ago. But I want to show it here for anyone who has not seen it yet on the issues with Cesar Ruiz. Now, this game here is against the Las Vegas Raiders. I I highlight this play because it really shows the deficiencies in Cesar Ruiz's game. What if you're going to be an offensive guard in the National Football League, you can't just be more than an athletic guy that can run out in space and get key blocks in the screen game. You have to be able to identify blitzes. You have to be able to see incoming stunts. You have to be able to diagnose a play and then react accordingly. This offensive line has had a makeshift throughout the entire season, but one of the three consistents were Taliesin Fuaga, Trevor Penning, and Cesar Ruiz. Next to Eric McCoy, Cesar Ruiz has the most experience as a starter on this offensive line. So you would think that a guy who's had at least four consecutive seasons as a starter now on this O-line to be a guy that you don't have to really worry about. But this play right here is going to show a little bit otherwise. Now, like I said, I'm a defensive guy. I love defensive line play. I love linebacker play. And what you got here, you have a 3-4 set. You have your two defensive tackles here. You got here, out there in the 5-tech, over the B cap, over the right shoulders of the offensive guards, just to the inside shoulder of your tackles. You got your outside linebackers out here. To your right here is their first round draft pick, Tyree Wilson. What you got here, you got set up for a perfect opportunity for a stunt. But it's so easy to diagnose if you're just paying attention. I'm going to let this go real quick, and I'll stop when you understand the difference in Caesar's game compared to everyone else on this line. So I'm going to let it go for a little bit. Bam. Look at the difference here, CB. Taliesin Fuaga, his head up. 74, his head up. Shane Lemieux, his head's up. Trevor Penning, his head is up. Cesar Ruiz's head is the only one who's down. And he's done this multiple times throughout the season. As a result, he's given up inside pressures. He's either been put on his back or he's given up a sack. This right here is unacceptable from a guy that's supposed to be going into his 5th year as a starter for the New Orleans Saints. Your head is down, which means you can't see the obvious stunt that is coming your way. What happens here? He gets his head up too late. Watch his feet. He doesn't move his feet to recenter his position. As a result, the inside rush comes in. And now look, Cesar Ruiz is the only person turned towards the quarterback while everyone else is either engaged or looking for work. And now he's praying to the almighty gods that he does not get his quarterback killed here. Now, credit to Spencer Rattler standing in, taking the shot, and getting this play out to the corner route to Kevin Austin Jr. for a good play in the 2-man situation. But had this been anyone else, had this been Tyler Shuck or someone a little less more confident in his game, at most, this is getting deflected. At the worst, probably a sack. And you're out of field goal range. That takes away at most 3 points that you're trying to get before going into the half. This is absolutely unacceptable if you're a 5-year starter. Like I said, this guy has given up 13 pressures in the National Football League. Now, you can take this for what you will if you're a guy that really invests in Pro Football Focus. But I got my screen up here for what they have graded for Cesar Ruiz. He has 13 total pressures allowed. He's had 2 quarterback hits, 1 sack, 1 penalty. Now, those first three statistics, you would think that it's like, okay, not too bad. You can live with those. But compared to all the active guards in the National Football League, the only thing that's technically good is he wasn't very heavily penalized. Sacks allowed is 51st. Hits allowed is 67th. That's just barely above and barely below average, respectively. He played all 813 snaps, which is good. Health, the best ability is availability. But at this point, you're no different than Larry Warford. And we all know how Larry Warford was during his last 2 seasons with the Saints. The sole reason why Drew Brees' thumb was injured in 2019. Give up the inside pressure to Aaron Donald. It can't happen. It can't, especially with a young quarterback, regardless if it's Tyler Shuck or Spencer Rattler. Guys are young as those, they're supposed to be able to count on you, especially in 2-minute situations where you're trying to get points and trying to put your team in favorable positions going into the second half. It can't happen. I have another instance here I'm going to show you. This one's going to be against the Washington Commanders. This was when Spencer Rattler came into the game. You want to bring this back up for me, CB? This game right here against the Washington Commanders, like I said, now Jay Keener started this game. He came in, I think, sometime during the third quarter, and he got the Saints in position to really potentially win if they converted the 2-point conversion. But this was another instance of Spencer Rattler taking another unnecessary shot as a result of poor offensive line play, particularly Cesar Ruiz. So we're going to let this run for a second. Now, here's his first mistake. Look where Cesar Ruiz is right here. Trevor Penning already has assistance from Foster Moreau getting a chip on his guy to help better control this side of the line of scrimmage. Why is Cesar Ruiz over here? There should be under no circumstances should you have this much assistance being given to your right tackle. I'll replay it. You got 3 guys going against one. You got everyone knows one-on-one right here. Now Eric McCoy, he helps them reroute, which is good. You got Lucas Patrick set up over here. You got Talisa Fuaga over here. He's already running them around the arc. That gives time for Spencer Rattler to step up in the pocket and get the shot downfield a little more cleanly to Marquez Valdez-Scantling. But the issue with Ruiz here is not only does he start right, after he gets the chip that helped reroute and help Eric McCoy, look at him. He's the only one trying to find work. We always use the term looking for work when you're an offensive lineman. He's the only one so confused on what to do next. He's already chipped here. He's already chipped over here. Now what? Now what? Now what happens? What? It can't happen. As a result, he allows this inside pressure because Trevor Penning gives up the inside move and he gets an unnecessary shot. Now, it's a moot point because the play still gets made. Great throw, even better catch from MVS. But this is another situation to where it's just an unnecessary hit on your starting quarterback, especially someone as small as Spencer Rattler. It can't happen. Now, you're lucky this play gets made, but at no time should my offensive line, especially someone as a seasoned veteran at this point like Cesar Ruiz, should be standing there looking for something to do. It can't happen. So while everyone's so focused on Trevor Penning trying to learn left guard, Cesar Ruiz is still typically trying to learn right guard, which is more of a red flag for me. I think they need to look at another answer for the right guard spot if Ruiz cannot play up to form. The only time Ruiz has looked good at this spot was the year he got his contract extension. That was when Eric McCoy was healthy. So you mean to tell me that you only look good when you're getting help from Eric McCoy? Do you really need Eric McCoy in your ear so much trying to tell you what you need to do as your offensive lineman? It's inexcusable. But Kelvin Banks, at least you're getting a captain of your offensive line, and he's making a seemingly smoothest transition to playing left tackle at the pro level. So there's not much coaching that needs to be done there other than refining his techniques in the run game and the pass blocking game. But fundamentals are there. With Talisa Fuaga, a guy who was one of the best right tackles in Oregon State, he goes back to his natural position. He gets to retool his body to get back to the comfortability in terms of muscle memory. And now Trevor Penning, look, with Trevor Penning playing left guard, it eliminates a lot of concerns for Trevor Penning. And now he can focus in on who's in front of him. It can just go and attack for the most part. You eliminate a lot of decision making. You don't have to have him wait out there to see what the pass rusher is going to do so he can react, because his reaction time is not the best. But you don't really necessarily need that when you're a big, athletic, nasty offensive guard. So at the very minimum, you got 3 good spots on your O-line, potentially 4 if Penning plans out well here. But it should be 5. Ideally, you want all 5 guys to look like they're at least on the cusp of Pro Bowl potential. This guy, I wouldn't even want as my backup at this point, and it's embarrassing. I want to root for this guy so bad. We all want to root for this guy so bad, but so far that contract extension that he was given, it's looking like it's going to be a waste if he doesn't play up to his potential. Now, another concern with potential is Isaiah Foskey. Someone mentioned Isaiah Foskey earlier. Isaiah Foskey coming out of Notre Dame. The guy plays like he's got bricks for feet. And as a defensive lineman guy, personally, I can't, like, that's inexcusable. It's one thing if you're trying to, like, shoot up the depth chart because there's so many guys ahead of you. Competition is one thing. But when you get your opportunities, because injuries are going to come, like, let's just call it for what it is. But you have an opportunity to really change the narrative on yourself so many times before this season, and you fail to take advantage. This guy has no plans for his pass rush set. He has no pass rush skills. He moves slow, which is kind of counterintuitive to his relative athletic score that he posted, being a 9.4 plus, if I'm not mistaken. He has slow play speed. He does no upper strength. Now, he was a 3-4. He was in a 3-4 scheme in Notre Dame. So hopefully you might be able to recover to recoup some of that magic he had during his senior year. Hopefully. But right now, I'm not convinced. There's more to Isaiah Foskey's concerns than just, what he hasn't been taught yet. And now they're bringing in a guy named Jonathan Bullard. Bullard's been in Dennis Staley's scheme since they were paired up together in Chicago. This guy brings familiar. Jonathan Bullard is more like Tano Passanio. Bullard is Staley's Tano Passanio. What I mean by that is we know TK. He played inside, he played outside in pass rush situations. Bullard gives that in a run fit situation next to Devon Gottschalk, a guy who's coming from New England. You got two really good run stopping DTs. One you can pretty much play as a chess piece on wherever you want to put him on the line, whether it be 3-tech, whether it be the 5-tech, or even somewhere as far as a 9-tech. And Devon Gottschalk can play the 0-tech or the 3-tech. So those are two good pieces already when you're trying to fix the putrid run defense of the New Orleans Saints. I have more hope for Jonathan Bullard than Isaiah Foskey right now. And that's really saying something. That pick is looking like it's going to be a huge waste. No. I have two final concerns. Well, not so much concerns, it's more questions. We all talk about the secondary. We always talk about who's going to replace Marshawn Lattimore, who's going to take the place of Paul Depot. We all got high hopes for Kool-Aid McKinstry, myself included. But what about after him? What about who's going to be the guy that's going to be counted on the outside? Yeah, we have hope in Alontae Taylor, but who's after him? Isaac Yiadom? Quincy Riley? A lot of people hyped on Quincy Riley, a guy who was a third-round pick, a guy who some had graded it to be a mid to low second-round grade. Quincy Riley is a plug-and-play ready guy in the right situation. This is a situation to where some would say it's his job to lose. But you're not setting the best, impression for yourself. You have to get surgery before training camp. Now, granted, it's not his fault. You sometimes just can't control injuries. But he should be going into training camp healthy, or at the very least starting individual drills. So you're not really missing out on too much valuable snap time. But Quincy Riley has an uphill battle right now, and that's kind of saying something considering you invested a third rounder in him coming out of Louisville. Now, him and Tyler Shough are two of the more valuable players coming out of the Louisville pool. But if you want a guy that's more of a zone coverage guy, Quincy Riley can do that. Same thing as Kool-Aid McKinstry. It's all about, can they stay healthy? Can they, how fast can they adjust to NFL caliber receivers? Can they adjust to the speed of the game? That's something that's not going to be answered throughout training camp. I want to see how they play during preseason games when they get their chances. I want to see what they do, even on special teams, if they get called for special teams, because special teams is where you make your mark. And that's where I believe Danny Stutzman is going to play. Now, CB, I don't know if you know this, but I'm a big Texas guy. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my guys in Texas that got their bags and everything else. The one game we have always looked forward to at Texas is the Triple R. The Triple R Red River Rivalry Week against the Oklahoma Sooners, because it's the old school rivalry that we always want. two teams who absolutely hate each other. They want to tear each other apart and want to hold up that trophy at the end of the game and hold the bragging rights for at least until next season. One of the guys that embodied that rivalry for the Oklahoma Sooners is Danny Stutzman. Since he came onto the scene at Oklahoma, he led his team his freshman year in total tackles for his special teams unit. He did so well, he earned a starting role his sophomore year. And he's just been ascending as up into his final year of eligibility with the Sooners. He was in line as a runner-up for the nation's top linebacker award, the Buckets Award, second only to Jahad Campbell, who's now over there and who's now playing for the Philadelphia Eagles. But there's a case to where if he had stayed healthy for at least one of those two games he missed in his senior year, particularly one against Kansas, then there's a good chance that he would have been a narrow winner for the Buckets Award. That's how good Danny Stutzman is. He gives you great instincts in zone coverage. He is a downhill, old school type linebacker, but his best quality, he's able to sift through all the garbage. And what I mean by sift through the garbage is when you got those inside runs, those gap schemes that Tampa Bay has recently gone back to with Bucky Irving. Those gap schemes, you have to be able to sift through all the blocks, sift through all the wreckage, and you try to find where the ball is, and you get them on the ground, or at best you get a fumble. That's Danny Stutzman's game. He can sift through all that mess, and he ends up where the ball carrier is, and he makes a play. Most times he's either at or near the line of scrimmage when it comes to the run game, and they almost never get by him. He led the SEC in total tackles. He was one of the best in his conference in solo tackles with a total of 98. This guy brings energy, he brings leadership, and he brings the style to where you just can't wait for the next NFC South game, particularly against the Atlanta Falcons. Now, don't know where they're going to fit him right now on this defensive line or in that linebacker room. He might start off on special teams because there's no way that I see him beating out Demario Davis for a starting spot or Pete Werner for a starting spot. Mainly Pete Werner because he just got a contract extension last season for 3 years. But what they are, as far as what I've seen so far, what I am confident in is Danny Stutzman is positioned to be part of the post-Demario Davis era whenever they either move on from him or Davis hangs up the cleats, which might be towards the end of 2026. And then you really see what Danny Stutzman is about. Now, ideally, you want Danny Stutzman and you want Pete Werner being your two starting middle linebackers after Davis. That would be one of the better transitions that you can make. But there's a lot of questions with Pete Werner in terms of how can he play in zone coverage. Now, he wasn't already the greatest in man coverage. You're not going to trust Pete Werner to cover a guy down the field, but that's not Danny Stutzman's game either. So it's going to be a very interesting battle between those two to see how many snaps can Stutzman take away from Werner. But that's just three of my top three main concerns. Obviously, quarterback's going to be the main headliner for good reason. But it's always those guys that you see in the trenches doing that dirty work that you need to keep an eye on because those things are going to be what helps either keep you in games or be the game decider. And those three right there, they got to show up, show out, and they got to do it quickly. They got to answer all these questions and shut the doors on any concerns. Day one when they step on that field for the first time.
Okay, man. Great analysis, man. You went into a very good discussion. Breaking down a lot of concerns. But we'll see what happens when training camp gets here. Hopefully Will Clapp can be up and ready to go and continue some of that good work that he gave us the last time he was here, just in case, cats that you name out or Cesar Ruiz, comes out and make boneheaded decisions like that, or Trevor Penning, if guys don't work out, it'll be that next man up, to fill in. So, yeah, man, definitely appreciate you for calling in, giving us your thoughts and opinions, man. Good stuff. Shout out to you. I'm glad you back doing your thing on your podcast, man. I know you was gone for a couple months. I was gone for a couple months too. But man, I'm back. You know, just had to get that transition mentally for this new era.
Yeah.
Um, and really, you know, first time in a long time, I'm not trying to put an expectation on this team. I can't do that this year because I don't know what the team is going to do. So, and I like it like that. You gotta do that at some point, man. Okay, it ain't always gonna be that. It wasn't like that with the Patriots. It's gonna happen with every club, regardless of how long of a run you go on it. But man, appreciate you, fam, for calling in and like I said at roundtable, we definitely gonna get that emotion. Try to get it in motion sometime during the preseason or right before the preseason start. Man, I'll let you know.
Hey man, just let me know, man. I'm on standby. I want to talk with everybody. Yeah, I'm ready to talk shop, man. I'm ready. I'm active. I'm willing. It's good to see you, man. Hey, give my shout outs, give my regards to Curly in Uptown for me.
All right, fam, we'll do, man. Appreciate you for calling in once again. Who that to you?
Who that, baby? Who that?
Oh, man, shout out to my guy Aaron, man. Aaron been doing it for a little minute. Been a long time guest of the show, so just shout out to him. Definitely a good supporter of the podcast, supporter of his. But who that nation? We've been on here for a good minute, man. It's going on 2.5 hours. So definitely some good talk, man. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the show up. I see Miss Dana joining in. Shout out to Miss Dana. It's been a minute. So I'm glad to see you back in the building. But I definitely appreciate y'all for tuning in. Like I said, it was a nice lengthy show. Um, but Miss Dana, we're gonna be back. We'll be back on Wednesday on recap day one of training camp. So once again, man, shout out to y'all and I'll save my thoughts that I had. I'll save them for the next show because I do want to discuss that, man. It's just more on expectations. We can't. I know some people look at the Commanders and see what they did. This is a different situation. Dan Quinn, that's his second run as a head coach, so it's a little bit different. We're dealing with a first time head coach ever in the league, so that's if we just gotta kill the expectations. I know some gonna have it, but I'm not. But make sure you guys please like, subscribe, follow the page. Once again, I see TJ said I'm not TJ. Jerry said that TJ is live, so you guys go over this channel, man. Tune in to him. You know, I definitely be tuning in to him. Shout out to TJ. Um, gonna get him on as a guest or part of the roundtable soon when I set it up. But once again, who that nation? You guys please like, subscribe, follow the page. One last thing, and I'm gonna close it out. Who that nation? If you're not excited about this season, you're not a Suns fan. And that's coming from CB. This is the host CB, and I'm out. Who that?